Hi Jelly Bean, it's Jessica Lynn, and I'm going to be talking about my first kiss. Now, I have two kind of first kisses. I don't know which one you want to consider my first kiss, so I'm just going to tell you both of them. Alright, so my first kiss, I was 9 years old, and it was with this boy I went to school with. And we would always hang out in the summer because he lived just down the street from me. So, one day he'd come over to my house and we'd play on my trampoline. And then others, we'd go over to his house and swim in his pool every day. So, we were at my house the one day and kind of bored and there's nothing really to do. And we're walking around and we're going, oh, we're so bored. So, he goes, I have a game for us. And I said, all right. And so what's the game? He goes, we could play pretend. And I said, no, I'm not. We always play that game. I don't want to play it. So he goes, well, I think we should play because I think it'll be fun. And I said, well, what do you want to pretend as? We always play pretend. And he goes, how about we pretend that we're boyfriend and girlfriend? So I said, okay, that's different. Sure. And he goes, do you know how to be a boyfriend and girlfriend? And I said, no, I've never had a boyfriend, so I don't know. And he goes, I think I know. And I said, all right. So he goes, well, I know we hold hands. So I said, okay. So we hold hands. So we're walking around my lawn, walking around the road, holding hands. And then we're walking down by the water because we live kind of like on a river, kind of creek thing. So we're walking down there and he goes, I think I know something else boyfriend and girlfriends do. And I said, okay, well, what's that? He goes, well, they hug. And I said, oh, all right. So we start hugging and he wraps his arms around my waist and we're just kind of standing there, and I got my arms around his neck, and he goes, okay. He goes, I know something else boyfriend and girlfriends do. And I go, oh, okay. And he goes, they kiss. And I go, oh, so we're going to kiss? And he goes, well, yeah. And I said, oh, okay, sure. And so he leans in, and that was my first kiss. And I don't know, it was kind of just like a peck, and then after I kind of ran away and was like, oh my god, kitties. So I don't know if you want to kind of consider that my first kiss, but my next real kiss, I was 13 and it was with my first real boyfriend. We had been dating a month, and we were over at my house, me, my friend, my boyfriend, and her boyfriend. So all four of us were all over at my house, and we're roasting marshmallows by the fire. It's all nice and it's fun. And then it's time for them to leave, and their mom's going to be coming soon. So we're waiting by the top of my driveway, just kind of waiting for the cars to pull up because my road's kind of dead. So no one really comes down here, so just kind of all sitting there waiting. And they move over to the side, and they're kind of doing their own thing, oh, I love you, typical 13-year-old stuff. And me and him were just kind of talking. He goes, I'm leaving soon. And I go, yeah. And he goes, are you going to miss me? And I go, yeah, typical. And he goes, do I get a goodnight kiss? And I said, oh, okay. So he leans in, and it was actually kind of funny because, here's me, right? And he's 6 feet tall, right? And he was actually, he was younger than me. So, but he was, gigantic. So he's way up here, not even lying. He's gigantic. So, he's up here, and he kind of us, lean in. He's, bent over. And I get this big, huge, wet, sloppy kiss. And it was funny. We're kissing, and my friend, she yells over. She goes, I hear tongue action over there. And I'm like, oh, like, no, you don't, but yeah. And then, you know, their mom came pick us up, and that was our first kiss. And yeah, pretty exciting.